As spring returns to Western New York, you can't help but think of all the opportunities to get out and about. And as a parent, I have to tell you, I am super excited about the thought of my kids being able to get back out there, have some outdoor adventures, maybe some field trips. But we know we're still kind of in the thick of it with this tricky COVID situation. But the good news is there are some really great virtual opportunities available. You know, I love heading out on the farm, the dairy farm specifically. And we are out there again to tell you about two virtual farm tours happening this week, thanks to a partnership between the American Dairy Association Northeast and a local dairy farm. Take a look.
Welcome to Red Crest Farm. We are a family farm in Western New York. We're about 30 minutes east of Buffalo and Corfu.
Our farm has been in our family since the 1950s. It was started by my husband's grandfather.
You yourself have been in the dairy business for quite some time.
I grew up on a dairy farm and married a dairy farmer, so this is our livelihood and our passion.
So how easy is it for you to fall into this virtual world of school tours?
I really enjoy the virtual tours because it's a way that I can be involved on the farm and share our farm story with kids from all over New York and the country.
You did this back in December, right?
Yes, I shared our farm with a few different schools that had actually won a contest for drinking milk, nonetheless, and was able to share our farm with them. So it was a VIP virtual tour.
What do you love about doing the virtual tours? Like personally, if you were to say, this is like my favorite part about doing it.
What I love is the live interactions from the kids while we're doing the tours. The range of questions is really fun, like questions about cow spots. Spots are unique to each cow, just like a fingerprint, so no two cows' spots are the same. All the way to really scientific questions about the life cycle of a cow. We got some questions that I had to direct them towards their parents. We got how are baby calves made, things like that. So I try not to overstep my bounds in that area. The cool thing about the live tour is they can ask questions and I can answer them in real time. So it's like we're getting to interact right here on the farm, except for via the internet.
Speak to that a little bit. Being able to provide this service to the kids who really haven't been able to get out. How does that make you feel knowing as a farmer that you can do this for the kids?
Right, it's so awesome to be able to share our farm with school groups, and maybe once in a while we'll get 30 kids, but this is a way to reach 3,000 kids and more. And that's really the neat part about the virtual tour is even though we love school groups coming to the farm, we can reach so many kids through this virtual aspect.
And so when you're taking the kids on their virtual tour, what would you say is the most popular part of the farm?
I think where we're standing right now, our freestall barn, is really popular because this is the cows in their everyday natural habitat. They're eating, they're drinking, they're walking around, and they're sleeping. And this is just a day in the life of a cow for the kids to be able to see.
And would you say that the kids become that much more curious?
Yeah, we get a lot of follow-ups and things like that. And we find that the kids are going on AmericanDairy.com and learning about other farms and looking at other virtual tours. So that's a really neat part too. We can give kids an opportunity to see this during their tour, but there's also so many more resources for them to learn more about dairy farming and where their food comes from.
How important is it for them to understand this process about what it is that dairy farmers do?
For us as dairy farmers, it's huge that kids and adults alike understand where their food comes from. It's coming from our family and our farm and our cows, and we're super proud to produce that product. And sharing that with students about our milking process and how the milk gets from our farm to them is just it's such a great opportunity for us because our food doesn't come from the grocery store. Our food comes from farmers.
Oh my gosh, isn't that adorable? There are two tours that you can participate on. And that's on April 28th. One is geared toward elementary school students and the other is for older students. And there's still plenty of time to register. Just head over to AmericanDairy.com/tour. Now, if you're watching, like me, because I was just watching that and going, oh, I kind of love it. And you're thinking, well, I'm not a kid, but I would love to check out a virtual tour of a dairy farm. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you how adults can also get in on this fun.